How do you know if you're making the right choice? Or how do you know if you've made the right choice in the past? Keep watching to find out more.
Aaron, based on are we making the right choice, right? I'm going to read something to you.
Okay.
And the topic is love versus fear.
Okay.
And you're thinking, we're talking about choices, making, what choice we're going to make. Well, let's see how it fits. Humans need to understand that life is a series of choices. We make them every single minute of every day of our lives. Some are mundane and some are substantial, but they all design our world. And the easiest way to make a choice is to ask ourselves whether our decision is coming from a place of fear or a place of love.
Oh,
What do you think about that?
well, I think that's helpful.
How so?
Because I know when I'm faced with choices, I have on a roll, how do I know if I'm making the right decision? So if I look at the situation and I really stop and think, okay, am I deciding to do this and it's because I'm fearful of what might happen? Or if I choose to do this, is it because I'm doing it out of love and kind of just wondering if that was the best option? Because it seems better. I don't know.
That's a good start. Here's something else that the author
I know
wrote,
I've
right?
probably made lots of decisions based on fear.
Well, here's something that the author wrote this article. It said, love is what we were born into, and fear is what we learn here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This statement could not be any truer. Love is the soul's nature, and fear is foreign to it. So imagine expressing and living your life through an emotion that is not even natural to it, not even part of its inherent composition. It's like constantly paddling a canoe upstream instead of going with the flow of love, which is the natural energy of the universe.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it makes you think how I've been conditioned my whole life to just paddle upstream with that fear. That's interesting.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, here's the thing, right? So what you do is evaluate your choice, right? Like I said earlier, well, how do I know if I'm making this out of love or it's out of fear?
Mm-hmm.
So, evaluate your choices, and that's how you'll know. Number one, you're going through, right? Am I making this out of fear or out of love?
Okay.
Is the choice that I'm about to make urged by your family? Are you doing it because your family members told you to do it?
Ooh, pressure from the family.
What do you have to say about that when you say pressure from the family?
I'd say that pressure from family. I'm trying to think of an example in my past, but I know I've been in that position where I just did what my family wanted instead of what I felt should have been done, because my family wanted one thing. So I just kind of said, okay, well, if I don't do what they want, then they're going to be upset with me. So let me just do what they want.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how is that different from compromise? Because people say you should learn to compromise.
Compromise means that it's give and take on both parts. I mean, if I'm just caving into, let me just do it for my family, so that way, I don't have to hear them talking about how they think I made a bad decision because it's not one that they would make, then that's not compromise. That's me following fear of what my family will say, instead of saying, well, how about if we work together on this when it's my decision?
Help me out, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's the first thing you would check.
Okay.
Is the decision that you're about to make based on how you would be judged by others?
I just talked about that. Yes.
See, but
I've been in that position many times.
You just talked about that with regards to family.
Uh-huh.
But others could be.
That could be,
Anybody.
it could be people at your job. It could be friends. It could be people, parents at the local PTA. You know, it could be anywhere.
It could be your kids.
Oh yes, it could be your kids. I think as parents we do that. Because as a parent, I think we do that a lot. We get those, "Mommy, please!" And then throwing a tantrum in the store. Okay, fine, have it. Be quiet already. Oh
So-
my decisions.
Is
Sorry.
the choice that you're about to make based solely on financial gain for you?
Ooh. Oh my, yes. That would be a tough one. Yep. I'm trying to think if I've ever done that. I'm not able to really think of anything.
But it's not even whether or not you've done it. It's just, you always hear people say, right, that in the world of business, it's
It's cutthroat.
exactly
Yeah,
So if
it's
you
dog
notice,
eat dog,
that's-
whatever the phrases are. Hmm.
mass consciousness. It's
Right.
already programmed people to believe that that's the way it should be.
Right.
You know, you should never work for the highest good of everybody.
Uh-huh.
It's always about somebody else has to win.
Right.
You know, so are you making a decision based on you winning instead of everybody benefiting?
Right. Yep. Yeah, okay. So there's an example coming to my mind of a family, and one of them is much older, of course, like the matriarch, and she decides not to help out some of the rest of the family when she dies by giving them inheritance. She just keeps it, most of it for herself and just for her kids, instead of, you know, seeing that the family needs help and helping everyone. But okay, that was just one example.
Okay.
Can't give too much detail on that one. That was a good one.
Are you about, the decision that you're about to make, is it based on you wanting for someone to love you more or for them to accept you?
Wow. Yes, people have done that. I have done that. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the first video where you just go, yep, and you don't give details.
Well, how much to disclose? How much do I want to tell people? They already know a lot about me. I already feel like my life is an open book.
Pretty much is.
Yes, out of you know, wanting to make someone love you more, making decisions that are not wise.
Right.
Yes,
Got it.
indeed. Because I mean, for me, at the time in life that I made decisions like that, I was craving for love, craving for security, because I didn't have that. So decisions that I made back at that time of my life, yes, I did it to thinking that it would give me more love, a stronger relationship.
That's before we met.
That was before we met.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, as you're talking, I'm watching because I'm thinking about myself as well. That's why,
Oh, okay.
you know. But I don't really care about people and what they think about me, so that wouldn't fit.
Right, I did. Because I was always compared growing up to other people. So it was always in the back of my mind.
The one about family forcing you to do it. Well, that one. The one about family urging you to do something, like putting the pressure on you to do something. I told you about that, about when I was, before I came to America for school, how my mom wanted me to marry this one girl.
Oh, right.
Right,
One of those arranged marriages.
exactly. I even went and got the wedding ring. And then I said, no. I backed out the last minute and said, no, I'm not doing this. This is not right. But it almost worked because she kept telling me, you should do it, you know, you have to show commitment before you leave. So she waits for you. And I'm like, but this is not right. You know, it's not right. And so I had to back out of it. I won't give the details here, but Well,
My life is more of an open book.
no, I can actually get the details because what I found out was the person that my mom wanted to, and we were very good friends, by the way. We got along really well and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then I found out from my aunt that this person that my mom wanted me to marry, my aunt was telling me not to marry the person.
Okay.
And it's not because my aunt disliked the person, because she was a very nice, intelligent woman, right? Or girl, because we were very, very young.
Okay.
But then my aunt told me that she was my cousin.
Oh,
Well, you don't go marrying your cousin.
you should not marry any family members.
You know, royalties did that and they all messed up. So that was the biggest reason why that wasn't going to happen. When she told me, I was like, wow. And then I went and asked my mom about it. She said, yeah, she's your cousin. Why do you want me to marry my cousin? You know, and that's how that came to an end. So I didn't do it.
Okay.
So anyway, right. Then the next one is the choices that you made, or the choice that you're about to make. Is it based on what you truly feel deep inside your heart would be right for you, and that would make you happy?
Ooh. Yes, I could see how I've probably done that. More so with food than anything else in life.
And I think also when we were about to get married, you did that.
How so?
Because you just pretty much decided we're going to get married.
Well, yes, you kind of told me when we first started dating, you're going to marry me. So, okay.
No, but remember your parents weren't sure if we should get married.
Oh, it's not that my parents
Because-
weren't sure. My parents told me not to marry you.
Oh, so there you go.
And I said, no, not based on what you've taught me. I'm marrying this man because I do love him.
So, see what I mean? So there it was about you being happy and not fall under the pressure of the family, right?
Right. See, now I was thinking more recently over the past few years how I would just satisfy my own urges and cravings and decide to go get some kind of a smoothie or something else for myself as a treat for myself.
Smoothie is good, but I saw you just yesterday eating like half a cake. I don't know what you're talking about. I said to my wife, you eat that half? I'm exaggerating the size, folks. But I sat there like, what?
What's the next one?
Huh? No, those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that he listed here, right?
Okay.
The thing is, though, what he's saying is, with any of these, there is no right or wrong answer, right? Mm-hmm. It's about how you feel when you're done. Only you know what would make you truly happy. And you can make the decision easier for yourself by following your heart. If you make choices based totally on love and what is right for you, then most become no-brainers. Right? So you're not worried about, you're not going to make a decision because you want people to like you, or you want to look favorable in people's eyes, or have them say nice things about you. Mm-hmm. You're not making a decision because you're worried about what your family members are going to say, or what they'll do, or what they'll think.
Or what your peers might say
That's
and do
correct.
and say and think. Mm-hmm.
Right? Or because you're afraid of, and he didn't mention that here, but that's another one. Are you making a decision because you're afraid of the unknown?
Right.
You don't know what to expect, so you'd rather not go forward because
Rather stay in your comfort zone.
exactly. All right, so that's another one. And many people avoid making decisions where they feel they literally would make things up as far as, well, if I go from here to California and I drive, I might crash. And they literally see themselves crashing, and that convinces them not to go. It gets that bad.
Right.
Or they have the individuals where because they don't know how to handle what's coming. Like they think they'd be successful. So it's not a fear of being successful, it's the fear of, I guess it is a fear of being successful. It's not a fear of failure, it's a fear of being successful. Like they don't know what they'll do if they're successful. they're afraid that if they become successful, they might just fail automatically again, or they might lose everything, right? And so because of that, they don't do anything. So things like that. So if you feel that that won't make you happy, if you don't feel that you'll be happy doing that, then you won't make the decision, right?
Right.
And that's because you're afraid? Is that what that would be?
Yes, that's a fear.
Okay. Now, but if you make, let's see, no-brainers, but if you make them based on fear or someone else's expectations, say if you make decisions or you make choices based on fear or someone else's expectations, then chances are you'll be swimming upstream, trying to reach an ideal that never really was your goal. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And how long will you be a part of that and fight for that when it wasn't something you really wanted? Make sense?
Yes.
How many times have parents told kids that they should go and be a doctor, especially if you're in an Asian family, right? Go be a doctor in the Indian community. Go be a doctor.
Right.
And then kids go and they become doctors, but it wasn't what they really wanted to do. So they become doctors and they're not happy doing it. They want to leave. They want to go do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about finding what works for you. Identify what works for you. Because the soul's true nature is love, if we stray from that motivation, we will never feel at ease. Choices based on fear leave us drifting aimlessly, always in search of our heart's desires and never finding them. Do you have any comment about that? Or on that?
No, I don't.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes a lot of sense to me.
So the symbolism of the final scene with Dorothy and Glinda in The Wizard of Oz is unmistakable. You know what the final scene is in there?
Yes, where Dorothy is about to leave and tap her heels 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember the exchange of words.
Okay. Dorothy comes to the realization that the power has always been within her to make the right choices.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No one could make them for her. See, here's the thing. So many times we think that, how many times do people contact us and say, oh, what other tool can I get? I know this is working, but I feel I need something else.
A lot of times.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's normally our response?
You have all the tools you need.
Right? All the tools you require, all the tools you need, you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they keep asking for new tools? Or they'll say, no, I need more help. I need help from whomever, right? They're already receiving help, but why do they think they need more help to handle something?
Because they don't believe what they already have will work.
Or they don't believe that they have the power to change it.
Right. Because they're probably still looking at it as an external force is helping them and they need more help now.
Exactly.
Instead of knowing that they are a part of that force. They're a part of that army.
The biggest part of the army.
And together, you just make it happen.
Exactly. See, they don't, and I love the way you put that. They don't realize that they're the ones leading the army. They're the leader of the army.
Right.
The army is there to support them, but then they lead. And that could be scary for somebody when they realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm leading this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it should also be empowering, because you have an entire army behind you, very powerful beings, and man, they're there to support you and help you.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is step out of your comfort zone.
Yep.
And make the decisions that you know work best for you. And they'll be there with you the whole time. So Dorothy realized that. She realized that the power has always been within her. So, I'd like to let everybody know watching this video, you have the power within you, right? Mm-hmm. It's not outside of you. Mm-hmm. It's inside of you. You already have it, all right, to make the right choices. No one can make them for you. So, for example, if you have a scary thought in your head, it's time to change that. You have to make that conscious choice to change that, right?
Oh, yes.
Into something beneficial, into something positive, into something exciting. You know?
And that's the key. It's at this stage in life, it's a conscious decision, a conscious choice to go within and connect with your spiritual team and make things happen.
So going back to the Wizard of Oz theme, after acknowledging the power of her thoughts, see, power of your thoughts, because that's where it is, right? That's where everything starts. You start thinking things. So the question is, what are you thinking? Are you thinking beneficial thoughts? Are you thinking thoughts or creating thoughts that are empowering you? Or are you creating thoughts that are scaring the daylights out of you? You know?
Right.
And if they're not beneficial, they're empowering you, then you have the power to change that. But then she realized now, right? She acknowledged the power of her thoughts. She listened to her heart, and then she gained the courage to use her tools, which she already had. Isn't that something?
Right, the whole
Sounds
time.
like the teachings, right?
Yep.
She has the awareness she needs to overcome the challenges on her winding path, and is finally able to go home to the energy of love. So she left home because she thought she was lacking something.
Right.
Went on this journey, which we'd say is 190 vision when you go on that journey, right? So you enter the land of Oz, 190 vision. There is no witch. There's a witch in that story, right?
Right, right.
So there is no witch, but I guess there is, because
But
the witch would
because-
be your thoughts, wouldn't it?
Your thoughts, there could be a whole bunch of other things that you create.
Right. So
That
would
would be the witch.
Right. And so now you have to go and have this battle against these thoughts, these emotions, these things that you believe are real, but they really aren't. And then 190 vision then, with paradigm shift and all the other trainings that we have, help you to realize, guess what? You have the power within. You have always had it. Now use your tools and make the choices that you know are beneficial for you. Don't fall victim to the ones that convince you that you're weak, you're a victim and all this. Instead, you turn those around and make them into the scenes and movies where you are the starring hero? What do you call that? You're the star,
Hero, heroine, star.
right?
Right.
And of course what you're doing is everything you're doing is based on unconditional love in that movie. So of course it's good, it's not scary. So I like that. 190 vision, the land of Oz.
Okay.
All right, now, choices always come with consequences, by the way.
Oh, yes.
So it's not that you're going to make the choice and then you think, oh, everything is perfect. Right? Choices come with consequences. We have to accept the realization that ours may create situations that we never expected. Uh-oh, getting scared again, right?
Yep.
But you have an army with you, though. Sometimes when we make a choice from a place of love, the universe will test our commitment to our decision. Now, I don't buy that part about the universe testing us, because God doesn't test us.
Right.
What this is the karma that we have to balance, is what that is.
Okay.
You know? And so when it comes up, we should enjoy the journey, because we know, oh, going back to the life lessons that were recorded a while back, the series, this is a life lesson for me. Let me identify what that life lesson is, and then I move on from here.
Let me move forward.
That's
Continue
right.
moving forward.
So, if you may find that after the choice, unforeseen events occur that make you question yourself. You begin to rationalize. What if I had done this? What if I had done that? That might not have happened. It is this panic-stricken environment that commitment to the path you've chosen for yourself is tested. This commitment can be to anything: health, abundance, relationships, you name it. You must trust. Here they have intuition, right? I said you must trust your guidance. You must trust that your team is there. You must trust that God is there for you. And your soul's knowingness, which is what we talk about, right? That's
Right.
your higher self guiding you. Make decisions based on love. Love for yourself first. And then see how it goes. It should be a wonderful journey.
Sounds like it to me.
Remember to subscribe and like this video. Join the Facebook group 190 Vision to connect with others on the same journey. Get help by visiting our website 190vision.com. Support the 190 Vision mission by clicking on the Donate button, which is at the bottom of each page of our website.